On a rainy day in Huntsville, we are heading inside to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. We're really excited. Where Space Camp the movie was filmed, where you can still come to Space Camp. Like, subscribe, and comment down below if you've ever been here. We're soggy here in Huntsville, but we're excited to spend a little time in Rocket City checking out the rockets. Tickets to come inside the Space and Rocket Center are $30 per person. What's really great for those who are disabled or who have mobility issues is you can rent an AV scooter. So for my parents, so that they can really see everything, we got the AV scooters. So my mom is driving her way through space. Mommy. And then here's my dad. We are entering into the galaxy. She's coming. The complex is very large. There's outside and inside. So we're hoping by the time that we go and see the rockets outside, it will not be quite as wet. But this is the perfect thing to do on a rainy day in Huntsville, Alabama, the Rocket City. We're really, really excited to be here and see just all of the space and NASA memorabilia. There's going to be lots of video, and most importantly, Ryan, who grew up watching the movie Space Camp, which was filmed here in Huntsville, is going to do one of the NASA rocket simulator thingy-majigs. So we'll, of course, put that on the video, so stay tuned for that. Ryan, are you excited?
Oh, yeah.
All these toys from when, you know, the space age was really big. 1980s Cabbage Patch doll, American Girl doll, showing old videos, Barbie, Monopoly, Disney, Hello Kitty. Oh, celebrating the monkey in space. The different rocket kits. Oh my gosh, this is so neat. All of these old toys and collectibles and comics, ornaments, which you know we're going to be getting an ornament from today. Wow. Oh, even Snoopy. All right, Run 50 States My Way. Here he goes. Ryan is about to get inside of the multi-axis trainer, which, so what does this do? It simulates G-force?
Yeah, so, well, it simulates
a tumble spin. Okay, so the astronauts train in these multi-axis spinny chairs to simulate G-forces and like no control and how to control it. Again, if you've seen the movie Space Camp, they actually have a scene where they're controlling the joystick and they have to get out of the tumble spin. Ryan's not going to have to get himself out of the tumble spin. It's all completely controlled. For those who want to participate in this experience, it's an additional $10 for members and $12 for non-members. And $12 for non-members. And this is in addition to your normal ticketed price to see the museum. Okay.
They include white pizza.
All right, Ryan's getting strapped in for safety. He did have to sign a waiver that basically said that NASA and the U.S. Space and Rocket Center is not responsible for him wanting to be 5 years old. Here he goes. Having fun?
Yes. That was not cool. I don't know if I crashed in the atmosphere or not. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, are you guys? No, I'm not dizzy. I just don't want to step down all of a sudden. Flop.
Are you dizzy?
No, not really.
Are you going to throw up?
No.
That means your head's empty.
I'm just taking my time because considering what I just went through, ain't like I'm gonna walk up.
Oh, come on. I want to get it on camera if you fall down.
Okay.
Didn't even phase him.
That was fun.
Are you all right?
Yes, ma'am.
What was it like?
Absolutely amazing.
What did it feel like?
Fantastic. I just wish they had the joystick like the movie.
Ryan is now on Mars. Simulating some type of rover. So this right here is the actual dome, nose cone from Jupiter that in 1959, the first 2 American females journeyed to space. That is Abel and Baker, the little monkeys that went into space, and you see what the actual little capsule looked like in order to hold them and keep them safe. We're really excited because Miss Baker is actually buried here at the Space and Rocket Center. So these are the monkey knots. Check this out, Run 50 States My Way. This is Space Camp is actually in progress. So when you come here for Space Camp, you get to go through all of these simulators. So cool. Right here is kind of like a mission control center. So you kind of see on this, what we're seeing is essentially the International Space Station, and we get to go in part of it. This is cool. We are inside the Space Center, Space Station, and yeah, this is the food. So that's apple nut butter, and then this one right here is teriyaki vegetables and spaghetti with meat sauce, all completely dehydrated. And up here, that is whole grain wheat crackers with sweet red bean paste and cheesecake.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, this is how you go to the bathroom, I think.
Yeah.
This is the toilet with a sucker.
For me.
That is really cool.
Here, take a picture of Gavin.
We're in space.
Here, do one for me too. This is oh, I can't do it here.
And it looks like a space camp is actually here. To say that it's huge is an understatement. Check out the rocket. I'm now underneath the orbiter. So cool. This here is a T-38 Talon, a jet trainer. Since the 1960s, NASA astronauts have trained for the stresses of spaceflight in high-altitude two-seater supersonic T-38 Talons. Crazy. This little plane here, which isn't really so little, is the shuttle training aircraft, critical to the space shuttle program. And here is the back of this just epic piece of equipment. So you can imagine flames shooting out of these two back pieces of the rocket. Crazy. Where's the shuttle pathfinder? So this actually shows you what we're seeing, how the shuttle attaches to the top of this, and this is what gets it into space.
The big two.
Rockets in the Rocket City. Definitely check out this location. And we were lucky because we saw some kids here for space camp, which is so cool. I would totally look to sign, kid up for that. I don't know how much it costs, none of that, but check, you can come up underneath this rocket and really see where the fuel comes out. All right, so what this is the NASA Saturn V rocket. We've made it outside to this really cool area where there's a whole bunch of space vehicles. I can't even put it into words. All types of stuff. And just judging by how this is designed, this is what looks to be a replica of the moon. So this is the moon crater. We've got the flag. We've got the little module that landed on the moon. Really neat. I was correct. This is a mock-up of NASA lunar module landing on the moon. The U.S. Air Force SM-65 Atlas F rocket, America's first intercontinental ballistic missile. This here is the Skylab vehicle cluster. America's first homestead in space.
This is the module.
That you lay in?
Yes, that's the module. And you see the center?
Wow.
That's the cap.
Different missiles
These are,
and rockets.
yeah, these were missiles.
I found the plaque for the submarine. So what this little teeny submarine is a missile recovery submarine, Percy, which, really cool. By using this submarine, the Army was able to recover much more rocket debris from testing than individual scuba divers could recover. It did 470 operational dives. This rocket here is the Nike Hercules. What's left of the launching pad for the U.S. Army Roland. And then this one here is the U.S. Army Corporal. And then this guy is the Nike Zeus. All right, Run 50 States My Way. We have made it to the main attraction here at the Space and Rocket Center, the Saturn V. Check this out. Wow.
Saturn V because of 5
Yes.
So for those who don't know why the Saturn V is so important, that is the rocket that took us to the moon. So we wouldn't have literally revolutionized space travel without the Saturn V. Really, really cool. And we know that this rocket was the test rocket that they beat up, so it is an actual rocket that was used. It's the Saturn V duplicate. Obviously, they don't have the one that took us to the moon because that's at the bottom of the ocean. But this one was the test subject that literally they did all the tests on here in Huntsville, Alabama to make sure it was stable enough and could survive the trip to the moon. We actually just got to meet the astronaut downstairs. We'll put a picture after this video clip who went out into this chair. This is him on the screen right here. Really, really cool. This was the Gemini spacewalk, and he said he trained here in Huntsville. He lives here in Huntsville, but he has gone home. But we were really excited that we got to meet him, and this is the device that he did his spacewalk in. And the name of the astronauts was Bob Stewart, so Brigadier General Bob Stewart. Again, he is the one that manned this chair, and here he is showing how it works.
So I can roll this way, I can yaw this way, I can do pitch this way. The other 3 degrees of freedom I have with motion on this side. If I want to go forward, backwards, translate left, translate right, translate up and down, this way. And that is a brief tour of the van maneuver, one of the most delightful flying machines in any pilot.
This is from the Skylab number 2 tank fragment, one of the largest pieces recovered from Skylab. This oxygen tank is one of 6 that provided breathable air to the crew in the orbital workshop. This piece was recovered near Australia. Wow. Look how beat up that is.
Smithsonian right here.
Yeah, that's where it was recovered.
Yeah.
We are now inside the Skylab, which is the first livable location. This predates, oh my gosh, the sleep stations. Sorry for the reflection, everybody. But yeah, this predates the space station, the space lab. This right here is the Lunar Module Simulator. Look how tiny. And then over here, this is the Command Module Simulator. Wow. This right here is the Apollo 12 mobile quarantine facility. So in order to keep each other, you know, safe and away from people, this is literally the camper, the Airstream that they lived in. The bunk beds, the little kitchenette, and the living space. Wow, this is cool. And here's the outside of, again, the mobile quarantine facility manned spacecraft. Airstream camper for Apollo 11. Or I'm sorry, Apollo 12. Apollo 12. There's a bit of a glare because it's behind glass, but this is the Apollo 16 command module. In 1972, a Saturn V rocketed Casper into space. So this is Casper. I'm going to try to just show you the inside. Wow. And we've made it to the front of the Saturn V inside of this epically huge hangar with a whole bunch of other really amazing artifacts and videos and just absolutely amazing museum. So we saw this outside as well, but here's another lunar excursion module showing the landing on the moon. And this right here is the lunar rover vehicle. Apollo missions 15, 16, and 17 had a significant increase in their payloads when the lunar rover vehicle was added. This is a replica of the lunar rover Polaris. The engine, the Great Hope. All of the different space equipment here. I mean, I've been to the Smithsonian. This to me is just way cooler. This is the first engine, America's new champion. The first engine developed for the Saturn program was the H1, which is this little guy right here. This little one here is the NASA Mercury capsule, Langley Research Center. How absolutely itty bitty. Wow. I should have definitely taken a video of getting in here because I don't know how I'm going to get out. But I am inside of the capsule and I can barely fit with my legs. I can't lay down like I'm supposed to, but I'm in it and I do not understand how you would make this work.
I talked to somebody.
Wow.
I talked to one of the people. You had to be 5'11" or under, and then under a certain weight for this to work.
My butt's too big, and I'm 5'8" and still too tall.
The door is not even half the size of what the door is actually. You would make a fish full of astronaut. It's sinking as you gotta get out of it, it's sinking.
So what I just got in was the Mercury trainer. I am too big to go to space in the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah.
When was Mercury?
It was in the 50s.
50s.
50s, 59.
50s.
Alan Shepard.
Definitely too big. So Alan Shepard from Ohio. No, John Glenn is from
John
Ohio.
Glenn.
John Glenn is from Ohio, but he went up with Alan Shepard. I do know that.
He
He
flew
flew this,
this.
and I could barely fit. Celebrating space camp. 40 years. Would love to have come and experienced space camp, but when I was that age, I just wasn't into the science and all that goes into space. I remember seeing Apollo 13 when I was young, when it first came out, and thinking how boring the movie was. Now, of course, I appreciate it. But for all of those kids out there who are into STEM, who are into science, we're still going to space. There's still so much to explore, and space camp just sounds like it would be such a cool experience.
Actually, they do have a space camp for adults too.
Hey now, that might be an anniversary trip. Now we're gonna go check out the gift shop, and most important, before we leave, we have to find where Miss Baker is buried. Everything a space enthusiast could want. This gift shop is absolutely massive. Lots of STEM toys, shirts, jumpsuits, and of course we're going to look for our ornament and maybe some gifts to bring home. Just incredible. We found it on our way out of our tour inside the Space and Rocket Center. Probably to me what is the coolest. I mean, seeing all of the other stuff was really cool, but on the way out, right by the entrance, you walk past it, you're gonna miss it. Bring a banana, because we have the squirrel monkey, born 1957, died 1984, the first U.S. animal to fly in space and return alive, May 28th, 1959. Here is the grave of Little Miss Baker at the Space Center, along with her husband, Big George, who died at the age of 16, 1979. So Big George and Miss Baker are hanging out at the Space Center, forever resting in peace after their epic historical journey. With that, Run 50 States My Way, Ryan, Ashley, and my parents have had an absolutely amazing time here touring the Space Center, learning from all of the NASA astronauts and engineers and NASA personnel. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and comment down below if you've ever been to space camp, because I know it's something that Ryan definitely wants to look into. We're off to our next adventure, and we can't wait to bring you the Rocket City runcation the rest of this trip, including, of course, the race. Thanks for watching.